Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Wimbledon. If we could get 400 likes on this episode, that would be genuinely fantastic. If you are still enjoying this series, do drop a like on it, that would be amazing. We'll do a question of the day, of course, but first let's get into some highlights of what's been happening this month. It's not been as good as last month, obviously, because that would have been incredibly difficult, but the fact is we're still looking very, very good, and we've got some other stuff to talk about, so I'll join you guys in a sec. Well, there we go guys, Northampton 0, Wimbledon 0. We probably were the better side, but just couldn't find the net today. Taylor's through here. Can he get a shot away? Loveridge puts it in though. Lovely assist from Lyle Taylor. Wimbledon 1, Accrington Stanley 0. That will put us right back up on top of the league, amazingly. Oh my god, for the love of shit with these back passes. What the fuck was that? Windass. Slips it into the channel. Osborne's onto it. Are you kidding me? Oh, what is going on? Barina put over the line by Aziz. I don't know what happened there, but it is 2-2. Adebayo Aziz off the bench to score. Loveridge with the cross. Ball seemed to bounce down off the crossbar. Corneli. Somebody put a foul in, a tackle or something, and he scored again. Out wide for Frankham. Is there a late equaliser? A really deserved equaliser as well. Reeves, Rigg in there. Can he score? He can. It's 3-3. Wimbledon 3, Accrington Stanley 3. Sean Rigg with the goal. We really do deserve to win this game, but I'll take a draw if we have to. There we go, guys. Wimbledon 3, Accrington Stanley 3. It's games like this that make me hate this game sometimes. Two of their first two goals were ridiculous, and our second one was crazy as well. All the way across an Osborne, and then it's put over the line, I think, by Toure, and it is Morecambe 0, Wimbledon 1, and we need to get a win under our belt, frankly. Can he slip one through? He can. Loveridge is in, and Loveridge puts it in the back of the net, and it is Morecambe 0, Wimbledon 2, James Loveridge back on the score sheet. Are we going to get back to winning ways today? We need to. Flips it round the side for Toure. Can he get a ball back across the box? He can. Loveridge is in there, and it is 3-0 to Wimbledon. Loveridge grabs another brace. When he scores one, he usually gets more than one. It's great stuff. Flynn. Oh, it's one. And Hunt puts it in the back of the net for Morecambe. They've got one back. Thank God for that third goal. Comes across, and Osborne's at the back post, and it's 4-1 to Wimbledon. Carly Osborne. Also into space. They've got a man at the near post. Mark him. And Miller puts it in for Morecambe. Morecambe 2, Wimbledon 4. There we go. Morecambe 2, Wimbledon 4. Maybe a little harsh on Morecambe in the end, but we got the win that we needed. It through for Lyle Taylor. He's onside and he's scored. There we go. Wimbledon 1, deserved goal. York City 0, and we go back to the top. There we go, guys. Wimbledon 1, York 0. This game could have been one of those slippery ones, but we managed to get the win. Right, we're back, and today's question of the day is going to be this. Today's question of the day is going to be, if an Irish club ever got rich, would they then try to move into the Premier League like it's been speculated with Celtic and Rangers? I just don't think that's ever going to happen. Nor Celtic and Rangers, nor any other club really for that matter. Like the reason that clubs like Wrexham and Swansea and Cardiff play in the league is because they had an agreement with the FA from hundreds of years ago or something like that. Not hundreds, you know what I mean? A long, long time ago. I don't think that it would ever happen, frankly, no matter what the benefits were. Because if you said to Celtic and Rangers, all right, you can come into the Football League or whatever, but where would you put them? You can't just go, oh, we're going to put you in the Premier League, because then you'd have to kick out 2 Premier League teams. No one's going to agree to that. You know, that's like the turkeys voting for Christmas, unfortunately. And for a start, Rangers are also currently a second division team in Scotland. Obviously, they look like they're going to win the league this year, that is for sure. But yeah, so if you've got any ideas for a question of the day, and what do you think about these sort of situations? Do you think that could ever happen? If you've got any ideas for a question of the day, drop those in the comments with the hashtag QOTD. So, we are sitting second. Now, Oxford are starting to extend the gap a little bit. Clearly, they were like a dormant giant, and we kind of awoke them in the last live com because they've been superb since then. We went on a little poor run. Particularly the game against Accrington Stanley really annoyed me because the two of the goals they scored were outrageous. Goalkeeper kicks it against their player. That's the second one of those I've seen. And also we're getting more and more of these shitty back passes and ones that the goalkeeper can quite comfortably get to. They just don't. I've got a sweeper keeper on attack. He has to be able to do that, and it's very frustrating to see those ones sort of go in. That and obviously the ones from corners, but we seem to be stopping that a little bit, but that's not because I've changed anything, it's just pure luck. So if we could figure out how to stop goals from corners, or at least limit them to a little bit less than 8 so far, then we certainly have a good chance at pulling something off. But there you go, we're second in the league right now, just 2 points above the playoffs there, and 7 points above dropping out of the playoffs. So I think the playoffs are looking solid for us this year, but again, I don't know whether we'll have quite enough in the tank to get over the line as an automatic promotion team, but frankly, that is far and away above any expectation I had this year, so I wouldn't be too bothered if that was the case. Now, we have had a youth intake, so I'm just going to quickly show you. The most standout player from it was, where is he? Is he in the under-21s now? It's, here we go, Rory Hanratty, who is cross-eyed and has little tiny elf ears, so that's always good. But yeah, he's not fantastic. He's the best player that came through the academy this year. We need to improve it, but the board won't let me because we don't have a lot of money. We'll need to start sorting that out and moving some players on and moving stuff around in the summer to try and sort out our finances a little bit, because I do want to bring in some players, and I've got a few ideas. We've had a youth intake, I think, well, probably all of them now, but when I was looking originally, when I sent the scouts out, I think they were only really finding youngsters from sort of not Wales, it was Northern Ireland and England, but particularly Northern Ireland. I'm really enjoying looking at some of the youngsters from there. That is a country that's producing some fantastic footballers, and there's 3 particular that I've not fully scouting yet, but I will show you those guys in the next episode, because I hope to finish scouting them and actually have them arranged on transfers. Because something I've noticed is that instead of going for approach to sign options, you have to pay a compensation fee. If their average value is less than that, just go and offer them just go and make a transfer bid, frankly. I've had players in the past, Tony Harris, cost us £10,000. If we had to play his compensation, it would have been more like 70. Important note to make that. Anyway, so let's get into the match, basically. Here's how the squad looks, of course. Top goal scorer at the moment is Loveridge, Taylor, and Akinfenwa with 11 goals apiece. Assists is Frankham. Last 5 games, player of the last 5 games is Jake Reeves, and that's great to see. Great to have him on a new contract and all going well. Frankham is the most key passes player in the team as well. So let's get into the game. Now, they're playing this. I actually thought they were going to play 4-4-2, but apparently this is their most vulnerable against 4-4-2. So I will take that any day of the week. Now, Bartram's back. Not fully, but he does need to play there, really. Taylor and Loveridge up front. Bartram, Shenton, Reeves and Frankham. That is the perfect midfield, really. Kinsella, Teixeira, Osborne, Fuller, and of course Shea in goal. Reasonable amount of quality on the bench, if needs be. I'm trying to get Tony Harris out on loan, but no one wants him, which is very bizarre, because to me, he's a really good player, but we just don't have anywhere to play him. Look, he's improving so much, but I want him to get better here. That's what I really, really want. So let's submit this team and get going. Pompey are not having the best season, so this should be a game that we could, in fact, win. I'd like to get us a win, but we've been a bit hit and miss lately, so I'm not entirely sure. Against Accrington, they played a very similar type of system to this, although these players were tucked in, so maybe we'll have more luck, given that they're out wide, because we've actually got players that could probably mark them a little bit better. Our wingers will be able to get closer to them, and it might actually play into our hands, but we shall see. Hopefully we can get ourselves a win here. We've won our last couple, I think, certainly our last 2 matches after a 3-match winless run, dropped us sort of off the top of the league, and I don't think we were ever going to win this division. It was always going to be a real tough one, and Kinsella brings it down. Bartram with the strike, and it is Wimbledon 1, Portsmouth 0, Andy Bartram, and that would actually give us a really good chance of any games we win from now on are basically going to give us a really good chance for promotion, really, because it's about those teams, what they do below us. If we can keep winning, nothing's going to change it, frankly. And I genuinely, at the moment, you have to start considering us as potential automatic promotion candidates, which is very surprising. The first season, I was expecting that we could maybe get the playoffs, and frankly, with the way we started, I thought that mid-table and just meeting the expectations was going to be sort of the ideal season for us. But looks like we might be in for a somewhat surprising promotion, which is going to be a bit worrying for me, because, of course, the club is not in the best situation with the money at the moment, and I'm not sure whether a promotion is really what we need right now, but we'll have to see, because then we'd have to invest to try and stay up. What I might have to do is, if we were to win promotion this year, Taylor's through again, will he actually score one from this situation? No. If we were to get promoted, and the money was not looking good, and we didn't get a lot, what I'd have to do is just try and make us as solid as possible, and just try to keep as many players as we can. Bennett's through here, terrible angle, and Shea makes a big save, but we may have to stick with most of the squad and just try and bring in some youngsters and just try and stay up that first year, and maybe have a little bit of a cup run to get a bit of extra funds into the bank. But that's very difficult, and it wasn't something I was particularly interested in this year. But, you know, time will tell. We'll have to see how we can do if we were to get promoted. And that's all big ifs at this point, because, of course, we aren't promoted yet. We've got a long way to go. Bennett's through, and that is a great strike, and Plymouth have sort of pulled us back a little bit over the last few minutes, and they're actually, not Plymouth, Portsmouth, apologies. They're getting a lot of the ball, and Mason Bennett's at Portsmouth, okay. It's interesting, because there's this huge gap in the midfield, and yeah, I'd be tempted to try and plug it, but I don't know, that's the problem. This game is very, very even, actually. Pompey have come right back at us since we got the goal. We've managed to draw the possession down a little bit, though, which is better. We're certainly falling back towards us somewhat. No, actually, it's very, very even indeed. If we get away with a win here, I'd be pretty pleased, because we've not played that well. We are winning, so that's good. I don't want to shout at them and be angry, because we're winning the game, and I don't want to end up giving them a negative reaction from the fact that we are winning the game, but we do need to tighten up a little bit. And in the second half, that's probably going to be what I'm going to do, is just look to tighten things up. And if anyone's wondering why I don't always look at the Prozone stats during the game, that isn't because I don't usually do that. But the problem is, during these live comms, I'm trying to keep the episode length relatively short because I don't want a sort of a 5-minute segment of me just looking through Prozone stats. Generally, when I'm off camera and playing the games in the live comps, obviously I trim them up into highlights. So, Twazik's ball in, near post. Oh, well blocked. We nearly conceded another goal from a corner. But yeah, so during normal games, I will be looking into much more depth, but I don't do it in the live comps just because it's just not something that you need to see, because it's just me looking through stats, and it's not very entertaining. If I ever have an epiphany, I'll show it, but unless it's something that's really, really important, I don't see the point in putting it in the video. And besides, guys, if you are interested in the whole Prozone stats thing, please do go look at Fox in the Box FM's channel. He's got a series of videos on Prozone that I urge you to check out. They are fantastic, genuinely brilliant, and something which was very much necessary, and I learned a lot just from watching them. Oh, Roberts with the strike, and it's in the back of the net. Pompey have got what is a very deserved equaliser from Gary Roberts. We need to do something, though, because unfortunately we've not really done anything since the very beginning of this match. Those chances we had all came early on, and we've just not offered anything since. Bad defending a little bit. Roberts with the little strike, and the goalkeeper maybe could have done a little bit better, but it's well placed into the corner, and we need to get ourselves a second goal. Now then, let's just take a little look at. Let's actually take a look at the analysis. I've just said that we're not going to, and now we're going to. Well, there's a lot of space down this right where they don't want to take on the ball, so if we just try to exploit that a little bit. It's not, you know, hugely... Is there anything else that's really important to me right now? Let's just take a quick look at the overall analysis as well. Key passes for Filip Twadzik, or whatever his name is pronounced. So we're going to just quickly exploit the right flank, if we can, and we're also going to set an opposition instruction on Twadzik. Even though he's a winger, we need to close him down, but we don't want to tight mark him because that will move players away from him, so we need to get tight on him, and hopefully that can at least try and nullify their threat somewhat and maybe give us a chance, because they're definitely going towards Twadzik today. That's their key area of the pitch that they're attacking, which is why he's providing so many key passes. We're going to get Sean Rigg on for Bartram. He may have got the goal earlier, but he's not been great today. Lyle Taylor's done nothing of note. I'll push him and switch them over. Wait. Loveridge and Akinfenwa can switch, so Akinfenwa will be the deep lying forward, and I'm gonna make a triple sub now, because Teixeira, unfortunately, he does not have the best stamina, which means that by this sort of point in the game he's always too knackered to carry on. He's not a full 90 minute, unfortunately. A draw wouldn't be the worst result, but I'd like to see us get something back from this game. We've looked decent lately, but this system I've actually not come up against for quite some time, and I'm not sure how this tactic works. It seems... Uh-oh, please don't lose it, guys. Oh, come on! Really? Another home defeat in a live... This is getting silly now. Pompey, I don't know how to cope with this tactic, and maybe what I should have done was switch to the other tactic, but now that I've made my substitutions, I don't think that's feasibly an option. I'm still disappointed to be losing this one, but they really probably do deserve it, to be honest. Bad marking from this. Goalkeeper comes out and then stands there, because that's the thing you can do now. Ah, dear. Right. I'm going to go overload, because why the hell not? I don't think I can switch to Wombling free, because I think it would just... Actually, wait. Yeah, well... cancel that, but I'm going to go over. I just want to see if there's... I don't think we've got enough players in this team to really make that work. Shenton and Frankham... Well, it's not awful. We've made all 3 subs, though. Can Loveridge play there? Akinfenwa? No. Okay. So we're going to go with... Yeah, Rigg will have to play in the centre there. Unless we can move any of the others around. Shenton could potentially play... No. Okay. Right, we'll just go with that. I'm just going to try this for the next... little while in this game, just to see if maybe we're going a little bit more narrow in the middle, and filling that gap in the centre of the pitch might make a difference. I don't know, but it'll be certainly one for the future. If we could learn from this game and see that when these tactics present themselves to maybe try and play this style instead of the other one, then hey, it might be a good thing for us. Or we'll end up conceding more goals and, you know, being embarrassed. But that's kind of what happened against Leyton Orient. Unfortunately, Roberts is out wide, and they'll pull this back across. And low crosses are so... Oh, for God's sake. This was all looking so good at one point, and now we're going to be 3-1 down from the penalty spot. Which is annoying, because this tactic isn't a particularly aggressive one. It's the other one that is the aggressive one, and Roberts has scored it. We've had Shea save a penalty for us this season, but it wasn't going to be that one. And we now trail 3-1 to Portsmouth. Home games against these weird tactics are proving a little bit difficult, but the point is there's still enough tactics out there that we can play well against. This is not one of them. Neither is the one that Accrington Stanley played, really. But it's still disappointing. I would have liked to have seen us get this win here, because it was looking so good. It was looking perfect for a potential automatic slot, and we've not been that bad, but they've created some good chances, and that's been the killer for us, unfortunately. They've created good chances. We've offered nothing since switching to this tactic, which is why I just don't think it's the right one. I think we played the right tactic, but Portsmouth were just better than us today. They kept the ball way too well for our good, and it was disappointing, and we are going to go into them. I'm not happy with the result. Get your asses in gear. That's right. I'm turning into Billy Jones. I'm channeling his energy. Right. So next game, we've probably got about 2 episodes left before the end of the season. Of course, that's the end of the regular season. Of course, we go into the playoffs, there'll be further. But I'm thinking that will be too many to do in one big episode. So we'll do Crawley and then we'll do Newport. Slightly smaller ones, but I don't want to do particularly as it's getting late and I need to record today. So Crawley Town, 11th place in the next one, and then Newport County, who are, well, a lot better than the last time we played them. We need to get revenge. So yeah, if you have enjoyed this episode, guys, please do drop a like on the video. That would be amazing. And if you'd like to even more than that, please do subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in your inbox every single day at 7 o'clock. And I will see you guys in the next episode for a home game against Crawley Town. I'll hopefully have some potential signings to show you as well, or maybe even some signings, but perhaps not actually join the club, and potentially some scouting stuff for the future. So I will join you guys in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.